Hello everyone, welcome to Web Methods Forum. Today we are going to talk about Enterprise Service Bus, or abbreviated as ESB. ESB, as the name suggests, is an enterprise level software application which allows two systems to communicate with each other. The idea here is to achieve loose coupling between source and target systems. Loosely coupled system means changes on target system will not affect the source system. The changes on the target system will be accommodated by the ESB. So if we want to understand that, let's take an practical example. So let's say system C has hosted a web service and there are consumers. One such consumer is system A, which is hitting that web service URL, and let's assume ESB is not there as of now. So any changes on the web service hosted on system C, let's say system C has changed their port number, or let's say they have added a couple of operations in their web service. So to once that happens, they will generate a new WSDL file. So a new stub has to be created at system A. They have to change the URL because they have changed their port, and so on and so forth. So all those changes have to be done by system A because it has a hard dependency on system C. To remove this dependency, we have a layer of ESB in between. So now that we have ESB in between, system A, it's going to hit ESB URL, and ESB will take that request and mediate it to the system C. So system A has its own URL to be hit, which is the ESB URL, and ESB has its own URL to hit, which is system C's URL. Any changes on system C will be imbibed by the ESB. So system A doesn't have to care what changes goes on system C. That is, system A and system C are loosely coupled. That is the power of loose coupling. So ESB basically is an application which sits between source and target system and helps carry the data from a system A, let's say, to a system C. ESB also helps moving the data to various other different systems such as DB, ERP. They have and that they can do because they have ready-made adapters, built-in adapters readily available to be used. ESB can also get linked to the publish and subscribe model. That is, it can speak to messaging providers such as broker, universal messaging, and so on and so forth. So you see, ESB is quite a handy component, and that is the reason most of the organizations are using ESB concept for their day-to-day transactions. So for a software to be termed as an ESB, there are main features which it should qualify. Those features are loose coupling, routing, data transformation, logging of the transactions, and the management of the transactions. So all those data which is being passed, we also call that as transactions. So basically you can replace the transactions, and you can use it for troubleshooting purpose in case of issues, and there are many applications to that. You can also The system also have to have a good monitoring capabilities. Also, it should be readily be using data encryption and decryption features. So these few features, basically, if a system is having it, we can categorize that as ESP. Now moving on to the web methods part. So as an introduction, Software AG, which is the company which is basically owning web methods, and they acquired web methods in 90s. Web methods has its own product suite. That product suite has several components. In those several components, we have a component called integration server, which basically serves as an ESB. So when we say web methods ESB, is basically everything at heart of everything, there is an integration server. Integration server, or abbreviated as IS, is a Java-based container providing the space of logic execution at runtime. That is, any logic, any code which you write on integration server basically gets executed in this runtime. So I hope this was informative and speak to you soon. Good day.